I'm Vicki Markussen. I am announcing my candidacy for mayor of the city of La Crosse. This is my second run, so people know me, they understand my approach to government, and my message remains true from the first time. The city mayor is a leader. That leader creates a shared vision, and that shared vision is what helps navigate the decisions that get made. It helps overcome the short-term vision, the short-term problems, with long-term solutions and vision. And that vision can come with compassion. My vision is that we must be the top place that people choose to live. Where people live is a choice, and every decision that the council takes impacts that choice. I understand there has been a tough budget. We have to assess what is essential, but also what makes people want to live here, and then we look at what can be cut. We've cut libraries, we have cut pools, and we have neighborhoods that have feared homeless encampments coming in and impacting their life as they know it. We are all compassionate. We do care for our children, we care about our homes, we care about theft that happens around us. We all want strong neighborhoods, and we want those neighborhoods to be making improvements. We all recognize we want affordable housing, whether that is ownership, whether that is renting. We want roads that aren't bumpy and have a plan to be fixed. We also care about our local businesses that support our way of life. They're on the courts and the fields with us, those business owners, and those are the companies that are oftentimes on our signs that support our teams. Most of all, people want taxes that don't price them out of their homes. We have an aging population. Every dollar counts, and we have to be mindful of what our property taxes do for those that are on fixed incomes. We rely on our mayor and our council to make votes that support the values that align with our neighbors. People want a vision that passes projects, that passes ordinances, that make them safer, and making their neighborhoods attract families, and that it's affordable to stay in the home that they have lived in for so many years. I want to share a story that actually drove it home and really helped me decide if I was going to run again. I was in a meeting with a young professional, and that young professional said, "I'm not in the market yet to buy a home, but when I do, there is no way I would ever buy a home in the city of La Crosse." Because what she sees is, she sees that she's not going to be able to have an impact on what is happening in the community around her, because that's being driven by others with differing agendas and differing values. And to me, we need those young professionals saying, "I want to live in La Crosse," not "I don't want to live in La Crosse." Not only do I not want to live in La Crosse, I wouldn't even consider it. So we have to be thinking with every vote that we are doing and asking the question, is this going to make the people here now want to continue living in La Crosse, new people coming in, because it is a choice, and we need to be making the decisions that align with that longer term vision. A lot of people know where I stand from the first time around. I am very much about strengthening our neighborhoods. I am very much about fixing our roads, the things that people care about, making sure that our police have the resources that they have to attract the police officers that they need. And so I'm running because I want people to have a voice. I want people who are choosing to live here to have a voice, and we also need to take into account those who have not made that decision yet. So people that know me from 4 years ago know that I have a strong leadership skill set that I have developed over many years. I think it is what separates me out from a lot of candidates. Even just since the last time that I ran, I've helped 4 neighborhood groups navigate changes with City Hall. I continue to help put lights in Copeland Park for lights over North La Crosse. I've helped bring the moon tunes to the north side. I've sat on the Economic Development Council and continue to do so. I sit on the Tourism Board. And now I'm leading workforce development, where I'm helping people get matched to jobs and employers find the people that they need. I think most of the people in our area are open to change if they have a voice in it. I look forward to bringing their voice to City Hall as the next mayor. Thank you. Questions? Yeah.
Any major changes from your last campaign to this one that you're planning?
You know, here's what I'm looking forward to this time around. We ran in the middle of the pandemic. There was no convening, there was no events, there were no places to really get to know people really well. It was all door to door. And I'm really looking forward to getting out and meeting with people, interacting with people. I thrive in those situations, and that's where you really hear the voices of the people who care about our city and have great ideas of how to make it stronger.
What areas, if you can pick a couple, were people really insistent about the first time that maybe didn't get addressed the way you'd like them to in the last 4 years that you're going to make an emphasis on this?
Obviously, the huge issue the last time around was the homeless. And it was interesting. I was just looking at my campaign this morning of how I ran it last time. And I have a graphic in there that says the solution is not to have this solely funded by the city. This is creating a collaboration between counties and nonprofits. Because the beauty of nonprofits, I've ran enough of them, that they have the ability to pull in dollars from outside of our area. And that vision that I had back then is what has come true and is what is moving forward and is proving to be successful. So that's something that was a differential the last time around. Obviously, the city, I think everyone in the city would say there have been a lot of mistakes that have been learned from. We have a pathway moving forward, and that was the top issue, and now we're on a different path 4 years later than what had happened in the last several.
Vicki, you had mentioned that you spoke with a young professional, and that kind of being a reason for you to run for mayor. Is that the sole reason, or are there others?
No, I mean, I will tell you, it started hours after the last election results. Someone actually said, you know, when it's that close, it was 200 votes, they said, it's expected that you run again. And at that point, I'm going, let me shed some of the pain, right? So a lot of people, it was constant. I will tell you, in the last couple of months, people were asking more and more frequently. And you know, when people ask, they obviously respected the campaign that I ran. I'm very proud of the campaign that we ran. It was a very clean, positive campaign, and I'm looking forward to that being the case again. Anything else?
Do you support the idea of a city administrator?
That's going to be one of the hot topics, and honestly, I have been listening a lot. I hear the opposition, I hear the pros, and honestly, I said this, it was asked even the last election. I think a city administrator is critical. If you bring in a city mayor that doesn't have the leadership skills, you need that leadership being helpful with the transition of a new mayor. And so obviously the skill sets that people bring in as the mayor, they vary greatly, and when you don't have as many leadership skills coming in, the need for a city administrator is higher. However, this is a decision, in my opinion, that the public needs to weigh in on and talk to their city council members, because the last time it came before it was a referendum item, was decades ago. So it's a fresh conversation.
A couple of times you kind of mentioned the homeless situation and everything we've had going on here the last few months. What is your take on that, and you know, how are you going to work with this situation, because it's been a hot topic in the community?
I hate to keep saying during my campaign. So what has happened is what was needed to happen. You got the county health department coming in. During the last campaign, that was the prime language I was using of, we pay, all of us as taxpayers pay the county for that health piece that is being worked on. And so bringing that to the table is critical. I've already expressed concerns to the Pathways Home, again, wearing my workforce development hat of, we have to have prevention measures in place to catch people so they don't become homeless. That's the missing piece that we really need to work on, because I've seen people that they are working and they have nowhere to live, and they're just a paycheck away from becoming homeless, and that's the next piece that we have to work on.